Y'all probably thought I couldn't fall any deeper. I mean, I literally awakened actual Satan, the Digimon. I've gone even deeper and even more evil. I know, I didn't think it was possible either. Hello everyone, thank you for tuning into Team Forbidden's YouTube page. It is I, Seto-sama the Fanatic, back at you from the dark area of the Digimon trading card game. I have unfortunately, with my partner Lucamon, unlocked the Gate of Deadly Sins. This is Lucamon, the 7 Great Demon Lords version of the deck. Some differences between this deck and the other Lucamon deck profiles that we've had on the channel. 7 Great Demon Lords is also not a deck that we've had on the channel before, so I suppose I should explain. The 7 Great Demon Lords deck revolves around this card as your main Digi-Egg. So we have 4 copies of Gate of Deadly Sins. For those who are familiar with our Royal Knights deck profiles that we've had on the channel, I believe we've had one. This is basically the evil counterpart of the Royal Knights. So you have the 13 Royal Knights. Maybe at some point we'll get the Olympus 12 as a fully functioning deck. It's another group. But Gate of Deadly Sins is basically the 7 Great Demon Lords. So they actually have Digimon based on each of the 7 Deadly Sins. For those of you who watched Full Metal Alchemist, one of the greatest anime/manga of all time, the homunculi are literally based on those. So this egg works almost exactly the same as King Drazel, arguably even better in some cases. So breeding, meaning it triggers in the breeding area, it's one of the 2 or 3 effects that actually trigger in that zone. Start your main phase. Place the top card of your Digi-Egg deck as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card and delete all of your Digimon. If this effect deleted, place 1 7 Great Demon Lords trait card from your trash as this card's bottom Digivolution card. And then breeding, end of opponent's turn, by deleting this Digimon with 7 or more different Digivolution cards with different names, you may play 1 Agudamon from your trash without paying the cost. That's basically this deck's major win condition. But with the Lucamon cards, especially Lucamon X, you basically combo with this and it's your alternative win condition where you just instead of just building up the 7 different Demon Lords and then playing Agudamon and going for game. We'll explain why Agudamon is the ender in this deck in a few moments. The similarity to the Royal Knights is it has a breeding effect as well as inherited. So when you have 3 of these under there, your turn, when a 7 Great Demon Lords trait Digimon would be played from your hand, you may reduce that play cost by 3. If you have 5 or more sources with different names in the card sources, it's reduced by 4 instead. So basically just like Royal Knights, where it does it, but it arguably does the cost reduction even better. But you run 4 of this egg. Some competitive versions of the deck ran King Drazel as a 5th egg. The reason being for that one is the effect that gets all your Demon Lords under there and the cost reduction isn't inheritable. So that way you could do cost 16 or 12 by turn 5. Honestly, it's not necessary, and having the threat of Agudo being there is what makes this deck a threat and basically puts your opponent on a timer. So that's it for the Digi-Egg decks. You run 4 gates. Into the level 3s, we're running 4 copies of the Lucamon from EX6. If you don't have a level 5 or lower Digimon in play, you can play it for 5. And it still has the same start your main. You search your top 3 E-cards of your deck, add a Demon Lord, Angel, Archangel, or 3 Great Angels to your hand, and you trash the rest. This helps you fill up your trash a lot faster. With the gate, you usually try to resolve this before gate deletes all your stuff, and then go from there. And the end of turn, because you can play your bodies for really, really cheap with this guy. So if you basically have enough memory, you play loose, play a Demon Lord for basically free, and then boom, you've got Chaos Mode from your trash. We're also running 1 copy of the Lucimon from BT4. This is mostly because 7th Divine Cruise plays any Lucimon from your trash. And sometimes it's nice to just play this thing for 5 and recover 1. Sometimes that can save you the game. And then you can just chaos mode on top of this for like 6 or 7. That's it for the 3s. We're only running those. Some people run that Sistermon Blanc that discards you 1 and draw 2. I'm opting to take a page from Eric's book with his new Millenniumon deck that we are going to showcase on the channel as well. And I'm running a piece from that, which helps with the hand fixing and also helps deal with this deck's main weakness, which is the floodgate blockers. We are running 3 copies of BT19 Deltamon. So it's a 5 cost. The Digivolution cost doesn't matter. On play, when Digivolving or on deletion, by trashing 1 card in your hand, delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. So they try to set it up. This basically works as a double-edged sword. You have this out. If they're not able to get rid of it, and let's say you hard play it, they have one of the play cost blockers that makes it so you can't reduce play costs. You drop this down, trash a card in your hand, delete the play cost blocker. If they're not able to get rid of this before the start of your turn and they try to play another one, oh, look at that. Data Deadly Sins just deletes this thing. You do it again. It's absolutely nasty, and it works as a double-edged sword, helps get rid of the deck's one major weakness. So, yeah, you have to deal with the play cost blockers, you have to deal with the Pillamons that prevent Digimon from being played by effects. This stops all of that. Alright, into the 5s. We are running actually the exact same 5s ratio that we had in the regular Lucimon deck. So we got 4 copies of the Lucimon Fall Down mode, or Chaos mode, as it's called over here for some reason. You should be familiar with this from the last Lucimon deck profile. This thing bottom decks the Lucimon and plays 6 or higher 7 Great Demon Lords from your trash. 6 or higher, so that way you can't play another copy of itself. And 3 copies of the Lucimon from BT18. Both of these have the exact same on-player when Digivolving, which it gives your opponent the choice of deleting one of their Digimon or Tamers. Otherwise, they trash their top security and you recover. Because sometimes we don't like giving our opponent the illusion of choice, we have the 1 copy of the BT7 Lucimon Chaos mode. Yes, this thing is absolutely dumb with Gated Destiny, especially in the late game where you can literally just play it for free. It's dumb. It's great. I love it. And I don't understand why more people aren't just playing this one, because you just pop a 6 or lower or any tamer. Your choice. All right. Into the other 7 Great Demon Lords. The heart and soul of this deck, besides from the Gated Deadly Sins. Yeah, the full 4 copies of Lucimon X Antibody. So you all may remember I mentioned a sort of alternate win condition to just dropping the Agudamon off the effect of the gate. So this deck, the theory behind it is you abuse the hell out of that all turns protection effect. Where if you've got a Digimon with Lucimon in name as an evolution source under it, if it would leave the battle area, you trash the top card of both players' security, and it does not leave. So basically, let's say you play this out for free, slap this on top of it, or you have enough, say you've got 5 different evolution sources under it, or you're able to play this out off of the special Demon Lord option card, which we'll get to in a few moments, or you could just play it down, slap another one on top of it, and boom, you've got another Digimon with the Lucimon in its name under it. Every time this thing tries to kill it, you just trash both players' top security, and then it doesn't leave until you just basically keep doing that and attacking with it until your opponent is out of security cards, and then you just win the game. So yeah, heart and soul of the deck. You run all 4 copies of this thing because it's not as easy to recur this guy from the trash as it is in, regular loose, because we don't have Gospel in here. For the secondary Demon Lords, we run 3 copies of Beelzemon because it's busted. It's got rush. You play it for cheap and then you rush for game. relatively self-explanatory. Your big control card, 3 Leviamon. It's Leviamon. It comes down, says, bonjour. Oh, you have more stuff than me? All right, pop your highest, pop your lowest. I did run Leviathan X in here at one point, and it's not necessary. In my humble opinion, Lucimon's the star of this show. So it's basically revolved around him. 2 copies of Creepymon. This is more of your board breaking and milling. On player when digivolving, you delete an opponent's Digimon and then mill 1 for each of that Digimon's levels. So if it's a level 5, you mill 5 cards. The other thing that I forgot to mention, a lot of the Demon Lords, or a couple of them, have a trait that if they're going to leave the battle area, you can put a 7 Great Demon Lords card under your Gated Deadly Sins when they're about to leave. So the major combo with this deck is, aside from, the loose combo, is you have either the Chaos Mode, or the Creepymon, or the Beelzemon. And in order to stack the sources a lot quicker, you can just play your stuff out off of the Chaos Mode when it's about to be deleted by the Gated Deadly Sins by bottom decking the loose. Creepymon, you just bottom deck another 7 Great Demon Lords card under it, and then the Creepymon dies, so you can just put that under it as well. Same thing with the Beelzemon. Both the Creepymon and the Beelzemon have that effect. I want to say these are the main 2 that have that effect. The Leviamon from EX6 has it as well, but we're not running that one because we don't have any copies. And Source Stripping is good, but this already has D-Digivolve, and that's arguably better. And we've also got, for our last Demon Lord that we have in the deck, we're running 1 copy of the EX6 Lilithmon. This is literally just because it's one of the only other Digimon that can just stay out there and just say, oh, you're going to kill me? No. Delete that level 5 instead. That's basically it. Oh, yeah, and during the opponent's turn, if one of their Digimon dies, they trash their top security card. So again, the whole thing is just wearing them down. Now, you've heard me talk about it a couple of times in this video. Here's the big boss for Demon Lords. Ogudamon. This is the personification of all of the 7 deadly sins. It's basically a fusion of all of them. So it can digivolve from any level 6 purple for 7, or it digivolves on top of any of the 7 Great Demon Lords that are level 5 or higher for 6. And it's got 2 when attacking effects and a when digivolving effect as well. So when attacking, you can place up to 7 different cards with different names, and if you place 4 or more, you delete one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers. And then when attacking, you trash 7 materials from it, and then for each one that you trash, you delete an opponent's Digimon or Tamer, up to 7 of them. For each one that you don't delete, you trash the top card of their security. So basically, when this thing pops down, if they don't have an answer for it, it's game over. That's basically Demon Lords in a nutshell. We are only running 1 because, well, realistically, you only need the 1, and you don't want to see this in your hand. You want to play this off of the gate because you're usually never going to have the 6 memory to Evo into it hard. So, yeah, that's it for the Digimon. For Tamers, we are running 3 copies of Meiko Mochizuki, everyone's absolute favorite girl from Tri. Yeah, that's sarcasm. I don't know why everyone hates her so much. She's a really good card, though. So basically, y'all know Analog Youth. She's that, but for purple and yellow. We had her in the regular Lucemon deck as well, because you just hard play the Chaos modes or the Lucemon X's, and then you tap her and gain a memory from it. We're running 2 copies of Shoto Kazama. This tamer is everywhere for good reason. It basically makes it so everything turns into a blocker and he's a free memory. No, we don't have anything green to take advantage of that. You literally only run him for the extra memory gain and to be able to turn anything into blocker with piercing. So to make it so we can always, if possible, use the 7th Divine Cruise live, and it's always live. We have 2 copies of Card Kamiya because that's your memory setter. And even though you can play a whole bunch of cards with cheap, sometimes you need at least 3 memory in order to go off. And this guarantees that, and it it basically takes advantage of the Lucamon recovering effects. So 7 Tamers. Yeah, I know it seems a little bit much given the Levias that we're running, but more often than not, you're probably going to mill them with your Lucamon, your other cards and effects. So the other thing I should mention that you've probably heard me mention earlier in this video is the signature Demon Lord option card, Rise of the 7 Great Demon Lords. It's got 2 very simple effects. So main, you may place 1 7 Great Demon Lords card with its 7 Great Demon Lords trait under your Gate of Deadly Sins in your breeding area. Then you place this card in your battle area. All turns, when one of your 7 Great Demon Lords trait is deleted, delay. You may play 1 7 Great Demon Lords Digimon card from the Digivolution cards of your Gate of Deadly Sins without paying the cost. So the combos with this are you can use it both offensively or defensively. So let's say you've got a Leviamon under your Gate of Deadly Sins, and your opponent just decides, oh, I'm going to delete your Digimon and Tamers and clear your board while I go wide. Well, you deleted my Digimon with the 7 Great Demon Lords. I've got a Leviamon under Gate of Deadly Sins. Delay. Congratulations, you just now lost your highest DP and lowest, your highest level Digimon and your lowest level Digimon, and I've gained 2 memory, probably ending your turn. If not ending your turn, definitely wrecking your board state. Other things that you can do are Creepymon, which does kind of the same thing. Sorry, this is the Creepymon here, or the Beelzemon, or, you know, you can just bring out a Chaos mode from under it. Or one of the things that you can also do is you just bring out the other Chaos mode, and your turn starts, and it's like, oh yeah, you're going to delete me? Nah, trash my bottom security. I live! The other thing to note is this thing has the 7 Great Demon Lords trait. So you can search it if you open it with Lucamon. You can tuck it under with any of your 7 Great Demon Lords effects. Much like the 7th Divine Cruise, and we'll get to explaining that again in a few moments. Usually you don't want to tuck this under, but if you have to, you have to. Gets you that extra source. But yeah, this is like your main option card of the deck. Second main option card, well, it's all of them. 3 Miss Memory Boost. It's self-explanatory. It's one of the best purple generic memory boost cards in the game if you're trying to fill up your trash and not just trying to get source extra pieces. This deck runs some non-purple cards, you know, in the Lucamons. This is the card, the memory boost for you. It's very great in a lot of different decks that are purple-based. If you remember, I run it in Imperial Dramon as well. 3 copies of 7th Divine Cruise. You could run 4 if you like. I don't think 4 is necessary because you want to make sure that your opponent has security for you to trash to save your Lucamon X. So for that reason, we're only running the 3. If you have to, you can always tuck it under the Gate of Deadly Sins with either its effect or your other Demon Lords. And finally, to round off the deck, we're running the 3 copies of Biting Crush. We're running Levia. You might as well run the signature option card, and it's one of the best option card removals in Demon Lords. Basically deals with everything except level 7s. So that is Lucamon and the Gate of Deadly Sins. Hopefully we'll get another Lucamon deck profile when we get new support, because supposedly it's got some Liberator stuff coming out. That may or may not be me. This might actually be one of my last Digimon deck profiles on the channel. More on that coming soon if Andrew decides to leave this part in. But guys, that's basically it for the deck profile. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell down below for notifications. Don't go too crazy. We'll catch you guys later.